Hey man, just giving you a quick call. I just wanted to let you know that you are so close, dude. You're so much closer than you think. A lot of these big goals that we've had and these big aspirations, they're right around the corner for you, dude. So you just cannot give up. So stoked for you to see this. P.S. We bought a Lambo. So keep going, bro. We'll talk soon. Peace.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Bryson. This is the Bryson Everyday Project podcast. This podcast is a little bit different than other ones out there. Here, I only focus on documentation. I don't focus on quality or being professional or being entertaining. If that sounds like something you're interested in, I'd love for you to stick around and give the show a listen. You can also follow me on Instagram at BRQUSE. Thank you so much. Here's the show. All right, I am now officially 10 days overdue from uploading a show. Bummer, but it is what it is. Yesterday I was looking at the stats for the show, and I think I even talked about this, maybe. I really can't remember. But despite not uploading a show for 10 days, I do have listens. I do have people listening to the show. Matter of fact, I had 65 people yesterday, or I think it was 40 people yesterday, and then 65 people 2 days ago, which is insane. Like, why are people listening to I don't know, very cool. But anyway, so yeah, pretty cool stuff. And that's that. So that's the show. Peace. No, I'm just playing. So we have today, all I did was work on the same shit. Nothing new there. Everything has been great. Today I made a lot of progress. I solved a lot of issues. And what's been working great actually is if I don't get the outcome that I want within 3 prompts max from Cursor, I just swap to Codex because it's in the same, I can use Codex within Cursor. Cursor is the AI, but Cursor is also the application. And I'm able to just kind of use both of them back and forth, which is very cool because I pay for ChatGPT. So I get the Codex part of that. So it's kind of like I'm paying for 2 AIs, which I am. So very cool. I mean, it's 2025. I guess you got to have AI in your life, you know, but anyway, so yeah, very cool. And I have made so much progress today that it's got me so excited because, again, this is something that I'm going to use 100%. This is definitely an app that I will be using on a regular basis. I will probably make it part of my everyday life forever because this is so fucking sick. I made it so now there's 4 tabs at the bottom. One is called Blades, one is called Tasks, one is called Stats, and then one is called Achievements. Everything works so smooth. I mean, this works just like a normal app. This is smooth as shit. It's nice. It's clean. Just saw some errors. We got to fix those. It's fine. But what was previously known as a blade, which was what I was considering a task, is now just a task. So a blade is a bundle of tasks, which if you listen to older shows, that might be obvious. But I was just really, I've been toying around with the idea of what these things should be and the concept and the design and all that stuff. And I think a blade is a bundle of tasks. Now, earlier today, I was considering that 5 tasks is a blade. But the more that I think about it, I think that it should be as many as needed for the blade because I think I really trapped myself when I said that each task had to be part of, you had the Purge, Crucible, Rigor, and the Oath. And those were, they were categorical, if that's a word. So one was something that you add to your life, one something you remove from your life, a small detail, and something that's very hard for you to do. That was a Crucible. And it was hard to try to pick things from there because I don't know, when I think about a Crucible, it's something that's very, very hard for you to do. What comes to mind for me, truthfully, is an ice bath, cold showers, and I don't know. That's just honestly what comes to mind for me. And so I think I handicapped or capped a lot of what I was doing, but whatever, it's fine. I guess my Crucible was talking on my phone in front of people socially, holding my phone up and talking to it. Holy shit, I remember that. Well, anyway, I think the idea of there was a good start, but I think what I'm going to do now is just kind of make it unlimited. Hopefully people aren't creating these things that are 20 tasks long, but I guess I'm getting ahead of myself. So what I came up with was almost this communal contribution to blades and self-development and helping other people. I have no idea how the fuck it's going to work, and it might just be just a few programs to start. I don't know. But the idea is that anybody who has the app and who is a member can make a blade, and that blade can be shared to anybody, and anybody can do it. And that the person who created the blade will be notified when people create it, or when people commit to it, when they complete it, when they fail it, all the stuff. But in order for them to create a blade, they first have to complete it themselves. So whatever they create and put out into the community, they have to be the first one to do it. So there's a lot of deeper meaning there, which I love. And I'm toying around with the idea of if they would have to complete it exactly as they laid it out, or if every task that's in their blade they have done. So maybe somebody has done, for example, let's say somebody has done 5 different blades from other people. They could then make up their own blade based off of the tasks of the other people's blades and make it their own and add their own rules and blah, blah, blah. But they couldn't create it unless they had done those things. So how would I enforce that? Well, when you complete a task, when you complete a task for a specific amount of time or whatever, you set a goal, that becomes an ingredient in the blade that you can use. So if I read 10 pages a day for 90 days, I can put up to 90 days of reading 10 pages in any future blade that I create. I can never go more than that. So whatever I design or create as a blade maker, I have to have first done myself. And the way that that's enforced, again, like I said, is when you complete a task, like I said, with reading 10 pages, that's then saved into the profile. And then when you go to create a blade, you will only have those things to choose from. You can't just type in random horseshit. In order to make a blade, you're going to have to do things that sum up that part of the blade, So it's very interesting because there's a lot of things. It's brutal, man, because what if you want to make a blade that's 80 days long, and I don't even know how long they're going to be. I've been just saying that they're 50 days long, but what's in the system right now is 5 tasks for 50 days. But what I was thinking about was, is that enough? Is that too much? I don't know. And then I thought about 75 hard, and there's actually a lot that goes into it. You have 2 workouts. So, maybe that's one task. You complete it twice. You have the no alcohol. So that would be one. That would be, I guess, a purge in a sense. I'm not going to keep those names, but it'd be a purge. You have the no cheating on your diet or whatever. That's another purge. So we're at 3 total. There's read 10 pages. There's take a progress pic. There's drink a gallon of water. There is follow some kind of diet. And then there is, did I say read 10 pages already? I don't know. But if I don't count that, I don't know. That's 8. It's 8 things. So that's 8 things for 75 hard. And when you think of it like that, because a progress photo, that's cake. That takes 10 seconds. Reading 10 pages takes 20 minutes, 30 minutes. A double workout's an hour and a half. The gallon of water, did I say that one? I don't know. That one, you just do that anyway. Honestly, it's kind of like you're going to work out anyway. You're going to drink water anyway. Just do a little bit more. Hopefully you're going to read anyway. All these things. So anyway, it got me thinking. So I want to make it so maybe the cap is 10 or something. Or maybe I just won't make a cap at all, because we'll just let people whoever makes a blade, they've got to do it first themselves. Now, there's really no way for me to enforce people actually doing it. It's all in the honor system. But I'd like to believe that if somebody's paying, $20 a month, $10 a month, $15 a month, they probably wouldn't lie to themselves like that, because first of all, they bought into the idea, the culture, the belief of the app. So I would have to believe that they're the kind of person that wouldn't lie on these type of things. But what do I know? It's also interesting because when I say $20 for an app per month, I think, oh boy, but then I think of $10 and I think, why is it so cheap? That's just what I think of. So I don't know. Maybe it's somewhere there, somewhere in the middle. I also had ideas today of putting a normal habit tracker inside this and making it free. Just all of that free, because all the nice habit trackers right now, they're all a monthly subscription, $3, $4, $5, which is fine because per year it's not even $40. $3 a month, $36 a year. And you're paying that, and you're getting, good product for sure, but what if I just gave an even better product away for free and then made the Blade stuff the upsell? I don't know. It just got me thinking about that. So, yeah, I don't know. It's probably a much easier thing to sell as well. Definitely not going to have to get on the phone to sell this stuff. It's just going to be an opt-in thing, just sign up, here you go. And that's pretty exciting, because the thought of having to always schedule a call and always do the follow-ups and always do the pre-call prep and always do I want to learn sales and I want to get good at that stuff, but this idea, for the meantime, sounds much better. So whatever, but not the point. Point is that it would be, I could probably make more. For example, in the time it would take me to make one sale for maybe when I was a fitness coach, maybe that took me a couple weeks because I was starting out, and I never made one sale, but I'm sure that I could get 3 or something like that of this, so I don't know. I'm just talking out my ass. This is all what I guess imagine, but yeah, anyway, so, but yeah, anyway, so back to what I was saying. So we have the tasks. You can make as many tasks as you want. You do your thing. It's kind of how you create your own blades. And then you have the blade, and it's kind of like a list or the grid view or whatever. The idea is that in the future, we're going to have people like Jocko and Andy Frisella and David Goggins and Andrew Huberman. They make a blade, and they put it on here, and it's featured, and it's their name, and it's all that stuff. And people can see that, and they can commit to a blade. Let me just wonder if I can go through this right now. I'm going to remove myself from a blade. Cannot. I think I just fucked up the whole thing. I just want to go through it and explain how everything works. Oh, damn it doesn't work. Well, you know what? I can't. So I have it set up so you can view these blades. You can view the overview. So whatever the person writes about, just think of 75 Hard. This is the best way I can explain it. So Andy Frisella, he came up with a program. It's called 75 Hard. He writes an overview, and he says 75 Hard is a 75-day mental fortitude program designed to build unshakable discipline through consistent daily practice, blah, 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 blah. Journey begins with a simple daily practice that compound over time. By day 50, you'll have developed a mental toughness that most people never achieve. The key is consistent, blah, blah, blah. You have it on the list. That's the overview. Then you have the objective. Your objective is to complete all 5 tasks consistently for 50 days. There's no compromise, no deviation, no cheating, no shortcuts. Everything must be done every single day before the end of the day. And then it has the tasks. So it says task 1, do this. Task 2, 3, 4, 5, blah, 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 do this. Here's the rules. We have write 500 words in your journal. Reflect on your day, your progress, your struggles. This creates self-awareness and mental clarity. Be honest with yourself. No one else will read this. You do this daily. Read 20 pages of a nonfiction book. Knowledge compounds. Feed your mind daily with wisdom from those who have walked the path before you. No fiction, no social media, only substance. Take a 2-minute cold shower or ice bath. This teaches your mind to embrace discomfort. The first 30 seconds are the hardest. Push through. Yeah, so that's the description and the rules of each task, just like 75 Hard, right? And then at the bottom, you have the amount of people who have committed to doing this, who are actively in the pursuit of doing it, the amount of people who have completed it, and then the amount of people who have failed, there's an attempt they failed. And you can see that at all times. And then you have you sign a contract, actually. So I think this is cool. It makes it seem really real. So you have blade commitment contract, then the name of the blade. So that would be 75 Hard, the day, the time, whatever, that you signed it, which is pretty cool. It says contract terms. And this is just some made up bullshit, but it's, I commit to completing all 5 tasks every day for 50 consecutive days. Initial. I understand that if I miss a single task on any day, my commitment is broken and I must start over. Initial. I acknowledge that this commitment is non-negotiable and requires complete dedication. Initial. I agree to track my progress honestly and accountability through this app. Initial, I understand the completion of this blade is a personal achievement and requires self-discipline and mental toughness. Initial. And then it has my name. I put Magnificent Shredder. Don't know why. It just came to mind. And then boom. And then you commit to it. And when you commit to it, I have made it so that what I was just talking about, the thumbnails and the previews of all the blades from other people in the community and things you can choose. You can pick a blade to commit to, right? Those are disabled and you can't see them. You can't even browse. That whole feature is just disabled while you're in a blade. And that's so you don't get shiny object syndrome. That's so you're not in a blade 10 days deep and you wonder, oh man, I chose the wrong thing. This is not challenging me or whatever. The idea is that once you commit, you're in. So learn how to fucking commit and stick with it. That's the idea. And you're not able to see the blade list or the platform or the community, I don't know what the fuck you call it, until you are on the last 5 days of the blade, because that way you can plan the next one. And so up to the last 5 days, it's just not accessible. You can't see it. And I think that's fucking awesome. Every time you complete a blade, you'll get a new rank or a new medal or whatever. So that's pretty cool. I actually came up with this idea to really just interject so many different medals into this and to make it so people want to log in and accomplish more and stick with things and blah, blah, blah. I have just been generating icons and emblems nonstop. I'll just put in a prompt. I'll have it give me about 25. If I see at least one I like, then I save the whole image. Then I'll just go back and crop them and then feed them back into AI and have it generate variations. It's very simple. But anyway, I went through and I was coming up with different ideas of how to award these. And I thought I could do festive ones because not only does that create FOMO, but it's also, it just allows me to really push the self-development thing even more during holidays because I'm part of this. I don't think I want to do 75 hard until after Christmas. And the reason for that is because I want to be able to enjoy these festive things more than I would if I couldn't have these treats and dishes and foods and things like that with loved ones and friends and, whatever. I mean, my family has this tradition. Every year we have Swedish pancakes. I don't think I would consider that part of a diet that I would do for 75 hard because it's just loaded with sugar. And I don't know, all the syrups and shit. I just wouldn't feel good in my heart knowing that I had Swedish pancakes and I was on the program. So it just sucks, But if I could say that I got a certain medal or I have a specific achievement that other people don't have because I did this thing, that is more enticing for me. Now, I hope that other people would agree that they can relate. They don't do certain things because they don't want to miss out. But if they had some kind of way to prove that they did a hard thing, then maybe they would. I don't know. So I came up with the idea of awarding holiday medals. And I'm looking at the medals right now. And I think these are sick. I mean, we have a wreath, we have candle, we have sleighs, reindeer. We have different snowflakes, Santa Claus, Christmas trees, stockings, a bell. I think that's mistletoe. We have snowman, gingerbread house, nutcracker, presents, candy canes, turtle dove, all this stuff. Now, some of them, because it's AI, this shit's not making the cut. But all I have to do is just put this back into AI and it'll generate me more. So the idea with the Christmas one, I'm looking at Christmas right now. The idea with the Christmas ones, man, there's so many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no, 5. 5 times 16 would be 80. So there's 80 different icons here for just Christmas. And I'm not going to use all of them, but I could. And the thought is, what would someone have to do to be awarded this particular medal in Christmas, during the Christmas time or Christmas season, for it to be something that they would want to push through their self-development during the holidays and, quote, miss out on some things, And I don't know how to assign specific meaning or accomplishments. I mean, for example, I'm looking at I'm looking at this. I mean, I don't know. There's endless possibilities. For example, I'm looking at this snowflake one. It looks badass. Looks like it's a shield. There's a big snowflake on the shield, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 smaller ones around it. It's a shield. So I could do something like, I mean, this could be more for winter, not Christmas, but the point still stands. It could be something like run 3 miles 5 times a week, 90 days straight in the winter season. I don't know, just something like that. One that's very simple to just explain. Here, here's this. So we have a Santa Claus one. It's just Santa Claus with a cool star, green, red, very festive. And to achieve this, all you have to do is be in a blade during Christmas, and you'll achieve it. Boom. Don't even have to complete it. Just be in a blade during Christmas. So there's definitely some rules and caveats to that shit that I'll have to figure out. But I mean, just very straight up, we have a gingerbread man or a snowman or presents or a deer. I mean, there's 4 of the exact same deer emblem. They're just different colors with slightly different accessories, and things are slightly different, so I could make it different ranks, you know what I mean? So then we have one for New Year's, and that would be on a blade or be on a task or whatever during New Year's, I have one for Halloween, so I got some goblins, ghosts, pumpkins, vampires, Frankenstein and werewolf, corn maze, full moon, bats, gravestones. Yeah, and then we have Thanksgiving turkey, cooked turkey, pumpkin, the word thanks, cornucopias, sharing, families eating dinner, basket of food, fall leaves, acorns. We have Valentine's Day. We've got St. Patrick's. We've got 4th of July, which is actually pretty sick. Those turned out really well. We got birthday. And so some of these would just be awarded for just simply, being active and pursuing your self-development and doing shit, even though it's your birthday, even though it's Christmas, even though it's St. Patrick's Day, whatever. And with time, we can absolutely give a lot more meaning to these and how to accomplish them and blah, 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 blah. But for now, I think this is a great start. I think this is a really good start. So, and then we have a lot of other medieval things, just numbers. Thought about this idea of just giving you a medal every time you log in. And so you get the medal that has the number of the amount of days that you've been in the program or that you've been a member in the app. So for example, if I join on January 1st, then I'm going to get number 1. The number 1. Sorry, that's a bad example. No matter what day I join, my first day, I'm going to get the number 1 medal. And that just says you have been active or you have completed a task you have completed a task on day 1. And then you log in for day 2, you complete a task, then you get a medal that says you complete a medal for day 2. And the idea here is kind of like your daily rewards login system where if you want to have every medal for every day that you've ever logged in and not miss one, so you'll have your whole collection book and not have anyone missing, then you will be able to, you will want to sign in, complete a task, and then get it. People could lie, absolutely could. So it's honor system. But I don't know, because to me, if you can never redeem them again, it's kind of hard. I almost feel like it'd have to be capped at 365. So you'd get the day. So for example, today's December 4th. If I logged in today, I would get the 12-4. Yeah, I would get the 124 or something like that. That actually doesn't work because January 24th and December 4th would be the same number. So I don't know how that'd work. But you would get I don't want to incorporate the year. There's just so many numbers on the little badge. But you would get that. And then you could always, if you miss it, you could get it next year. That's just where my brain goes. But yeah. And then I came up with different skull icons. I think the skull ones are pretty cool. I think those are going to be the main rank icons. And all these other ones are going to be different medals you can achieve. And the idea is to be able to make your medals and your accolades public. And then kind of like video games, you pick your favorite 5 or whatever and then display them, with these different festive things, I could have just make the most random shit, with, for example, we have a leprechaun, and that could just be on a blade during St. Patrick's Day. And I can make another one, it could be something that's very rare. So complete a blade on St. Patrick's Day, or start a task on St. Patrick's Day, or start a task on St. Patrick's Day and reach a 30-day streak to get to St. Patrick's Day. I don't know. You reach 30 days in a row, or 3 weeks in a row, or 5 months in a row, or whatever, of reading 10 pages a day. I don't know. There's a lot of thinking of how this would work, because you can't have things be achieved by starting on a specific day for everything, or by ending on a specific day for everything, because that means that people would wait around and not start something because they want to get a certain medal, which defeats the purpose of just starting, which is the first episode of this entire podcast. So the idea would be, as long as you start within, I don't know, we'll just say a month of the holiday, and you run through it, then you'll get the medal or something. Because just because Christmas is December 25th doesn't mean you're not experiencing festivities and Christmas shit December 1st through the 24th and December 26th through the 31st, And then there's a whole bunch of these other random ones you could just assign anything to. I mean, if I scroll all the way down to this random, so this one is let's find one. So this one is this stone hand holding a vase of water. That could be a gallon of water. And then it's very simple to give ranks to that. So, for example, we would have that, and that would be drink a gallon of water 10 times. Not even in a row, just 10 times. That would be drink a gallon of water 10 times in a row. That'd be rank 2. Drink a gallon of water 20 days in a row, so on and so forth. And then maybe we have 10 ranks of each of these, because it's very simple with AI. You just put it in there and you say, give me 10 ranks, boom. And it actually does a pretty good job, depending on the model you use. And just for documentation purposes, it's the Gemini 3.0 Nano Banana model. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, I mean, there's almost an infinite amount of ways to award someone for doing stuff, but the idea is that there is just so many different things that somebody could do, that there's always something for someone to do in the pursuit of self-development. It could be meditate for 20 minutes, 50 times, not even in a row, just 50 times. And that would achieve a certain ribbon or a certain medal, and then you just keep on doing different things. And the idea would be to be well-rounded, I guess, with all these different things that you're trying to do to better yourself, so that you can, I guess, I don't know. It's one thing to go to the gym and eat healthy. It's another thing to go to the gym and eat healthy, and also be aware of how you speak, and what you're learning, and what's going in your brain, and how focused you are, and how much you pay attention to this, and how's your relationships, how's your patience, how's your ability to recognize when people need help, how's your random act of kindness ability, all this stuff. And that's kind of the idea, just coming up with all these different accomplishments somebody could get. So anyway, I don't know if I have anything else to say, so I'm going to go to bed. I don't think I said the date. It is Thursday, December 4th, 11:11 p.m., Make-A-Wish. And yeah, I'm now very behind on podcasts, so I'm going to really have to dial it in tomorrow. What I should do tomorrow is just commit to getting all the podcasts uploaded, and then honestly working on some personal shit, like updating my address and things like that. That's what I should do, because I moved a month ago, I guess. And that's crazy. About 2 months ago. Wait, what the fuck? I guess we've been here for two months already. Oh, that's crazy. That's weird to think about, tell you what. Wow. All right, well, Anyway, that is the show. Thank you guys for listening. Talk to you later. Peace.